Hey, good morning. This is John and Sarah's over here from Two Doves Bees and Gardens. Today we're going to continue working in the garden. I'm trying to catch you up on our series From Grass to Garden. And it's been a fun ride. I've taken a couple of videos. You can see behind me, Sarah's working on the 2 beds that we have finished already. Planting those up. We're trying to get those planted before we get freezing weather. Some crops that we can raise that are plants that are frost hardy that we can harvest before winter. Some garlic, and there's some tomatoes that we'd started earlier, so we're going to try and get some fall tomatoes and beans and peas and some other things. But anyway, it's a move and go and expand, and it's a lot of work. I'm looking forward to when we have all of this infrastructure done for our garden. And by the way, if you have a chance and would like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe to our channel. And let's continue on. So back out here at our solarization field, is what I'm calling it right now. This is the second part of the solarization, the grass that was cut and tilled and forked. And you might have seen from the first video, big forks that we came in, and I came in behind that and tilled it. Today we're going to be pulling this piece of plastic off, and if we can, reuse it and move it over to a different section. That's the one thing about solarizing and using plastic. This is fairly thin plastic, and the sun that we have here really degrades this plastic very quickly. The part that we had from the first solarization bed that we pulled off that you saw in the first video, it was destroyed. We couldn't reuse it, even though we wanted to. It just fell apart. The sun had baked it enough to where it was cracking, and this one looks like it's doing the same thing. But if we can, we're going to use it, fold it back and move it, and we're going to get busy and pulling back some of this stuff and go from here. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about with this plastic. Let's see if I can find it here on the camera. See, there's a big split right there, and there's several all through there. The sun just bakes this plastic, and it just makes it hard to reuse. You can see the moisture underneath of here where the solarization effect has been in play, and we're about to pull this off, and we'll take a look and see what's underneath of it. So here's the plastic, and you can see, like right there, as we were pulling it up, it just kind of started shredding. So it's not going to be reusable. But let me show you what the ground looks like here. The ground is awesome. It did its job. No weeds. The soil is soft. Turn you over here. That's where the edge of the plastic was. And you can see that the grass on the outside of the plastic was held at bay. But inside where the plastic was, you can see that the solarization effect worked. So next on our list is probably I'm going to be leveling this section out a little bit and rolling out these tarps, the ground cover. That's what we put underneath of our walking paths, and the walking paths are covered with wood chips. And we'll start putting the next bed in here. I'm also going to be pulling these brown tarps that you can see in the background. That's our attempt at occultation. It's using a dark tarp, still getting the heat and killing the grass underneath and trying to get the weed seeds to germinate and then also die. This section that we did where the raised beds are currently and where we're going to be expanding in this section was forked and tilled, all the grass pulled back, and there was very little bits of weeds that were left in here when we actually did the solarization to try and make sure this was a sterile seed bed. So this process worked extremely well. Okay, well here's the brown tarp. I brought you over so you can see what it looks like underneath of it. And if I come in here close, you can still see some of the nut grass. This might be Bermuda that's still got a little bit of life in it. But we're going to be raking this up and seeing what it looks like as we pull stuff out, see what's left alive in here, and continue moving on. Okay, just doing a little update. I pulled back the tarp and started raking the section that was under the tarp for where we just laid the brown tarp, sort of quasi occultation, and been raking up the pile of debris there. I'll put that into a low spot somewhere on the property and let it break down. If it happens to grow grass in a ravine, I'm okay with that. Once I'm done raking this whole section up, you can see this is the unraked, and then there's the raked. It looks a lot better. And once I'm done raking this up, I'll pull the tarp back over, get it closer to the ground, and we'll let it continue, and probably till next weekend. This is definitely a long-term project to convert this whole field into garden space. And it's just something that we want to make this space back here beautiful, and be able to use it and help our property carry its fair share of load in supplying something for our family. Okay, well this is the occultation portion. You can see the tarp is pulled back. I just finished raking the dead grass out of here. Not extremely thoroughly, but enough to get the bulk of it out. There's a couple wheelbarrows full. And I think I'm going to water this down again and pull that tarp back over it and let it keep working. So anyway, that's it for today. It's too hot out here now. It's getting up near 90 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere around 30 degrees Celsius. Anyway, it's too hot. I'm going to go and get something to drink. Talk to you later.